Francisco 49ers deep in the heart. Like Joe Montana in the corner, D. Clark. Garrison Hurst, stiff farm going 99.
This is the 49er Faithful UK show. Week 1. Time for practice is over, and the road back to Levi's Super Bowl 60 starts on the road. It's a short trip north to Seattle to face the Seahawks. I'm Gareth Ellis, and I am joined by Naji Karar.
Hello, everyone.
And Lee Gowland.
Hey, guys. New football season.
Yeah. It seems time. Only a couple of days ago, we were just here talking about it.
Well, I wasn't. Apologies about that.
Yeah, well, you were there in spirit, weren't you?
yeah, I was. Yeah.
But unfortunately, apologies from Paul. He's a busy boy at the moment, but hopefully he will be back for the review show. It's crept up on us, hasn't it? Week 1.
Well, if we can do a quick rabbit hole before we go anywhere, just to warn everybody of this new season.
Do I get a choice?
I mean, we have to. No, but I think this season is definitely going to be
away.
Feel maybe a bit different. I mean, I'm very shortly not going to have much time. Lee's not have that much time at all. Paul has been extremely busy too, so bear with us. We're finding our bearings, and we will try and get the content out when we can, but it might sometimes be delayed. We might have to just go live at some point and just do a quick review because we're all too busy. But yeah, bear with us. It's we're here. We're going to try our hardest to give you what you want and what we like to do. But yeah, it might be a bit iffy to start with, I think.
I think we'll settle in. I think much like NFL teams, I think we'll have a bit of rust at the beginning, but we'll find our rhythm a little bit later on.
Yeah, you've just taken the words out of my mouth there. So,
excellent.
I mean, it
Good.
sounds ridiculous to
this.
say this, but we're on season 8, and it's kind of like we need to find our feet, and it's basically fitting in the podcast around what our life is like now, outside of obviously the 49ers. So yeah, we'll get there.
Anyway, so week one Sunday. Very nice of the government to alert the entire country for a 3-hour countdown for Red Zone. So I'm sure you're aware of that. But if you're not, the government's going to give you a 3-hour warning. Red Zone will be starting in 3 hours, and your phone will tell you this.
Oh, that text we got. Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
UK only, but so it's a nice touch. It's a nice touch. No history corner. We often don't go too much into history with divisional rivals because we run out of things to say. But the Seahawks have underwhelmed for the last few years. We've been on top of this. Do you see that changing this season? I think we've dominated the last, certainly since Russ left. Let's face it, because he always used to pull something out of the bag for a completely undeserved win for several years. Do you think we've still got on top of this?
Yes, I do.
Decisive.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not going to say much. We'll get into more details when we talk about offense versus defense, etc. But yeah, I think so. I think we got them.
Lee's looking. I don't know.
I'm on the fence a little bit. Yeah. So I kind of agree with Nadia. I still think we've got it. It's just that it's the first game of the season, and I think
is.
It's a leveler. It's a leveler.
That's true. But
no form, no tape to watch, nothing.
Yeah.
It is the great leveler. So speaking of leveling, injury reports fairly good to start the season. I think some non-participation at practice on the 49ers side. Yatir Gross-Matos, Jordan Watkins, Trent Williams was rested. Some limited participation from Jordan James, Juwan Jennings. We'll talk about that. And Dominic Pooney, Gowland's favourite fella. The Seahawks, they're a bit banged up at wide receiver as well. Jake Bobo, Cody White and Derek Young, all limited participation, all wide receivers. And linebacker Uchenna Nwosu has also been limited. But, healthy to begin the season. So, yeah, Juwan, we should mention.
It's big news since the last show.
Yeah. A small contract extension. No, a small contract bump.
Yeah. Well, maybe. It's all incentive from what I hear.
It is, yeah.
I'm good. I'm glad he's just back.
Yeah, I mean, he was under contract anyway. So he was going to play regardless. I think it's good. It does mean this is probably the last year we have with him, and he'll probably
No,
hit the free agent market.
I wouldn't say that yet.
Yeah,
No.
I think so. I think depending on how the Ayuk Persol, when Ayuk does go back,
If
goes.
Ayuk comes back.
He will. He will. Big contract, which he needs to play on. Yeah, I feel like he might do what Dre and Huff did last year and test free agency and get 17 or 18 million dollars somewhere else next year, and might not work out for him. But I
We've
think
got
that
cap
might be.
space. We have got cap space.
Yeah, that's true.
But it depends, how much we want to sink into skill
Yeah.
positions alongside the other high earners.
That's it.
But good to see JJ back, and he should be there for week 1, even if it's limited snap count, because of course he hasn't been practicing on that hamstring, calf injury, whichever one it was.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wear my new JJ shirt on Sunday just to say I got at least one game out of it.
Yeah.
Was that the one Paddy Power bought for you?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that and then some.
So yeah, not too bad on the injury report. Let's have a look at the Seahawks offense. Let's see who we're going to be facing. A unknown quantity, a known quantity for us with offensive coordinator for the Seahawks, Clint Kubiak, formerly of the 49ers, who obviously worked with Sam Darnold and decided that he would be an upgrade on old man Geno. Do you think that's an upgrade? I think that's kind of pretty sideways move myself.
Maybe it's a little bit of an upgrade.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I think where the upgrade comes from is that Clint was with us when Sam Darnold was with us, and I do think there's definitely a connection here, and they know each other, and it's a good platform to start an offense on. But also they did lose quite a big piece of their offense in our favorite player, Baby DK.
Oh, don't.
Yeah, Baby DK is gone. Unfortunately, we can't have a laugh at his expense anymore. But yeah, I don't know. It's quite difficult to know where they're gonna go. My guess is they're gonna try and do what they've been doing, which is run the ball well and hit you with the big play every now and then. But yeah, not that much unknown. We know Cooper Cup. We know what he can do or could do. Not sure he can still do it. Otherwise, the Rams might have not let him go. In this league, of veterans that get released outright, especially veterans like him that have been productive, there's something. It's weird, isn't it?
It's better a year too early than a year too late, and I think he struggled with those injuries. He put in that he was MVP season, I think, and then has struggled to stay fit, and I think it's part of the model, isn't it? People hit a certain age, if you haven't stayed fit, you just say let's just swallow some dead cap and move on. Obviously, the Rams have got alternatives, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Cup has got left in the tank, because he has had good games against us.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes, he did. It did. For the people who are watching this on YouTube, you can see the depth chart on the screen. But I think the first thing that jumps at me is rookie left guard, very young center, fairly young right guard, and then two, bookends, right tackle, left tackle that have been in the league for, 3 years. That screams to me massive inexperience on the O-line, and we're gonna look at it in a second. But I think where our strength is on the D line, especially with Robert Saleh back. Do you guys agree? Do you guys?
Yeah, but you need to bear in mind that the Seahawks have got a new offensive line coach as well in John Benson.
True.
And they brought Benson in to get rid of the issues they had last year. Well, I think they were ranked second or third last in allowing sacks.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they've got a huge hole there. But yeah, our strength should be the defensive line, but we're inexperienced as well.
That's true, but ultimately playing D line is a lot easier than playing O line. I'm not saying it's an easy
and
job.
early in the season, I think.
Early in the season,
Yeah.
schemes are usually fairly simple. You either go that way or that way, kind of thing, and you just got to beat the man that's in front of you. When you play O line, there's a bunch of schemes and snap count and footwork and all sorts of things you have to remember and to do, and it's really difficult. Like it's very skilled position, all in all, compared to being bull rush for 3/4 of the time. Just basically bench pressing people. So I do feel like we have the edge on this one, just purely because we've got Nick Bosa and he can take advantage of somebody like Gray Zabel, that is completely inexperienced, and although was a first rounder, will have to find his feet
See,
in
it's
this team.
interesting that because Gray Zabel was one of the guys that I was looking at during the draft.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's
Hoping that
bad.
if we
I'm
did
just
take
saying.
an offensive lineman, I was actually hoping we would go guard rather than tackle. And Gray Zabel was the one I was kind of looking at. If we were to drop back a little bit, the good thing about Gray Zabel, well, it's not that good because he's playing on the Seahawks now. But the good thing about him as a player, as a left guard, is he's very good in the run and the passing protection.
Yeah,
So I think we're probably going to see Kenneth Walker or Chabonet run behind him quite a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Especially that Cross is a pretty good left tackle as well, and has proven that he can play a high level. I just think it's week one. It's the NFL. It's a big game, and getting to that speed. We've talked about it together, Gareth. The speed that you have at training camp and versus other teams in preseason is just not what game one's going to be, and I think he's in for a bit of a shock. And I'm not saying he's not going to handle it because he's a first rounder and he should do, but it's still completely different to what he's going to expect. So I
So I'm
say
going to play
advantage us on
devil's
this.
advocate here, mind, Najee.
Yeah, go for it.
Dominic Pooney was a rookie last year, and he
That's true.
absolutely balled out from the very first game.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
That is true.
But he was also surrounded by,
mediocre players.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
that's
we've
true.
all complained about our O-line for years now.
That's
yes, yeah. But I think with there's a chance of a bit of a miscommunication in there with a new QB with Darnold and picking up the assignments and working with typically the center to make sure that pass rushes are picked up. I think there's opportunity there. Salah, I think, has been cooking some stuff up. It's going to be how much he wants to show early, but I think he'll want to make sure those guys on the D line have got a good chance to shine. I think in week one, he's going to want to see what they can do. I'm keen to see what they can do, so I'm expecting to see that 4-man pressure get home reasonably well. Maybe there'll be some quarterback hits there. I think about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute, I'm sure. I've just put on the screen our depth chart on defense. I don't know. I just feel like we've got more experience. We've got the better player, definitely on paper, and that should be a strength to us. Especially that we've been focusing on trying to stop the run. Clearly, with CJ West and Alfred Collins picked up this year. So yeah, as much and I do like Kenneth Walker. I think he is a good running back. I feel like we have the edge here. Now, if we look at wide receiver versus our secondary, what do you guys think? Do you think we can handle it? Do you think
it could be a big landing, a big debut, or a big shock for Upton Stout going up against Cooper Kupp?
All that thought for the Baldies.
all that fault for the Baldies? Okay, fair. I do feel Green played really well against Seattle twice last year. I'm just worried about. Yeah, so same with Demo. I'm not too worried about corners. I'm more worried about safety. I think Jair Brown has shown that he can be very good, but he can sort of be maybe hit and miss. And we'll see what Jason Pino can do. Again, I think he's pretty good, but the Giants weren't the best team in the league, so we'll see. I give the edge to Seattle on this side until our defense show us they can actually handle good wide receiver because Cooper Cup is good, and I think Njigba is also a good receiver.
I think you're missing an X factor there, which I think is Shanahan's knowledge of Darnold, and we know
True.
that Darnold can get confused. He obviously has
Didn't help last year.
seeing ghosts sometimes. Yet he had a good game against us when playing for the Vikings.
Yeah.
But I think he can throw a pick, and there's players like Fred Warner who can sniff out those opportunities, I think, and knowing the quarterback, knowing perhaps their tendencies, I think there's a chance there we're going to be able to sow some confusion and hopefully force Darnold into a few mistakes, which he is prone to do.
True, I agree, and this is where I was leading to, because as you saw, I think we're 1-1, but I think Fred and D Winters can take the cake and make our defense so much better and round it all up, because Fred can help secondary and he can also help the D line. And then I think D Winters' speed and he's been with us for 2 years now, and I think he's going to blossom into
absolutely
this Dre replacement and maybe make us forget about him, hopefully. But I think this is where they won't be able to account for that wherever Saturday uses those two guys, and I think they'll make a difference. More on that later.
So just a small observation about the depth chart on there.
Mm-hmm.
Up the top, it's got base 4-2. Yeah, we've got a nickel back on there, and we missed now Sam linebacker.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's weird how they do it.
Yeah. Which website is this from?
This is Our Lads. I like it just because of the way they frame it, and I like how they tell you who's the rookie and everything. I don't think
I like
base
that.
4-2.
I've got to say I like that. Yeah.
I feel like most NFL defense now, the starting defense has a nickel in it, even though most defense don't start in nickel. They start in 4-3 and have a strong linebacker in. So yeah,
so when you look at that starting team on there, the number ones, are you expecting Jordan Elliott and Clee Davis to start the game?
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
I think they'll go for the experience, I think, rather than trying to chuck a pair of rookies in. I think they'll
think it'd have been different if we weren't playing up in Seattle.
No, I think this is exactly what would have started. No. And I actually think Bryce Huff will start instead of Michael Williams. I just think, and I talked to Gareth about this. I don't think we have a starting D line. I think everybody is on the D line, and the rotation is going to be exactly what we saw when Saleh used to be there. Just people coming in and out, so they're always 100%.
Yeah, I think the only person you're not going to see rotate is Nick Bosa.
I think he will. I don't think he'll play first down.
I think he'll get a breather every now and again.
Yeah, I think he'll come on first down every so often, maybe even second down, depending on the down and distance.
So do you not think we would play Michael Williams on first down? Because
we could do. He's a very good run stopper. Yeah. It's possible.
The first thing Seattle's going to want to do is establish the run.
I agree. Yeah, but I could see Sammy O being in there as well, because he is a better run stopper than pass rusher, I think. So again, I think this D line is not going to be set in stone in any way, shape, or form, and it's going to be a rotating door of people coming in and out, depending on their strength and their level of physicality, stamina at the time of the game. So I really would take all this starting position as a pinch of salt. I don't think it means much. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to talk about Jordan Jefferson's 2-sack performance, because just out of nowhere, it's just good that's happened. It goes Saleh's back. I still can't believe we haven't talked about that all that much this offseason.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Saleh's defense back. We've struggled the previous couple of years with some sketchy defensive coordination. From reports coming out from camp, Saleh has had plenty of time to work out a few little stunts and a few techniques, I think, in his defensive playbook, and he seems keen to have some new toys to deploy them. And who better than against his old employers in Seattle. I'm sure we'll be looking forward to
Yeah,
it.
that's
I
very
think
true.
I'm looking forward to seeing the energy he brings on
Yeah,
the
that's what I was
sideline.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Just even if he didn't scheme anything, even if
that
just him
first
being,
sack or turnover,
yeah,
just when he goes wild on the weekend, on the sideline,
yeah,
at the
that's
weekend.
at the week. Yeah. This is what I'm looking forward the most. The fired up and the people playing for him and the energy and feeding all of that energy on the sideline and having the guy having to hold him back so we don't get a penalty and all that kind of stuff. Like we've missed that so much since DeMeco left.
Yeah.
And we've thrived so much on feeding off that, and like it's elevating our defense so much, and the unknown name have played so much better because of it. I'm just looking forward to see that week in, week out. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Excellent. Right, should we flip it over? Let's have a look
Let's-
at the Seahawks defense.
Here we go.
Played well at the back end of last season. Obviously, a defensive-minded head coach from good work at the Ravens previously. Only one rookie there, so it's a solid defense. We kind of know what those players can do. Where do you think that the danger is?
I think the danger is then the defensive backs. You've got Woolen, Witherspoon, and Love.
Yeah.
I think the three of those can cause us some problems in the passing game.
I mean, I actually think they've got a very good defense, and they've got one of our linebacker that we released during training camp, Chad Surratt, that played really well. I thought he would make the team. But even, if you look at the D-line, Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy and Jaron Reed and DeMarcus Lawrence have been in this league for a long time. They've been in, apart from Byron Murphy, of course, it's a 2-year player now, but all the other ones have a ton of experience and a ton of very good players in different plays. And even Derek Hall, when he was at Kansas, terrorized many people. I think they've got a good defense now. Whether they can round it up and make sense of it in a scheme with a head coach being defensive minded. Sometimes we see that head coach have got so much on their plate, the defensive calling, it gets a little bit less, the same way we talked about Shanahan sometimes having to not be an OC and be an SG, and it's kind of hard to juggle two roles. Hopefully, I think that's where the weakness is. We can take the advantage of giving them so much to think about that they don't have really time to react to what we do and adjust, because the head coach is busy doing head coach stuff. But they've got a good defense. They've definitely got, and also is.
They do have a weak spot, and I think the weak spot's over the middle.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's lucky for us that it's over the middle.
Yeah, true. Very true. But Julian Love has been pretty good at playing safety and scouring the middle of the field. I don't know. I think it's going to be difficult, but the week one thing makes it a lot easier. They have no idea what's coming. And we have a pretty fairly new offense. And we have CMC.
I'll tell you what's coming. George Kittle. George Kittle is what's coming.
I'll switch you over.
There's two players that love playing up in Seattle.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy and George Kittle.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. He's so important. He's in capital on this.
Nice to see our offense there. Not a huge change. Obviously, Juwan Jennings. Good to see that he's going to be back. Hopefully, Christian McCaffrey is going to be, as people have said over the off-season, that he's back to full fitness. George Kittle, full fitness. Once again, let's look at the O-line and are they going to be able to give Brock Purdy the time he's going to need to carefully thread his way through that secondary?
I think so. I think our O-line hasn't changed all that much. Ben Bartch was with us last year, even though he wasn't a starter. I think he played with us, and so
to be honest, when Ben Bartch did play, he played really well.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, he played so well, it left us all wondering why he wasn't starting.
Yeah, true. Very true. And then I'm expecting Puny to be better. I'm expecting McKivitz to at least give us
what he's given us so far. You just
can't. Punisher, sorry. Yeah, yeah. I'm full of confidence. I think continuity is good here, and Trent Williams got a lot to prove, especially after the season. And we know what happened and why the season wasn't as good as it was. But I think he's eager to prove that he's still the best left tackle in the league by a mile, and I think he will show. You guys talked about CMC and sharing load with Robinson, and I couldn't agree more. But I do think what I want to see is not just Robinson running the ball, but I want to see two setbacks with both of them on the field. So the defense doesn't know what's coming, whether it's a pass to McCaffrey or a run to McCaffrey to CMC, or a run to Robinson or a pass to Robinson, because he was also a pretty good pass catcher. That unused check and Kittle in motion, I think it's going to confuse the defense so much, and this is what I was getting about, that it's going to look easy. That's why I'm hoping this is what we're going to do to them. Just confuse them with typical Shanahan, and everybody after the game going, Shanahan is such a good play caller. We didn't see that coming. Why did we rank them 18th in the league? They're going to win everything.
And we do need to mix it up. Shanahan said himself he thinks people had got his number, and I think the offense had become quite predictable. I think you knew if CMC was on the field, he was probably going to get the ball. If it was anyone else, the defense could just ignore other running backs because they just kind of weren't going to get the ball, certainly in the passing game. So I'd like to see that. And I'd like to see Guendo. I would like to see the personnel mixed up so that we don't rely on the same unit certainly from week one. And week one, it kind of doesn't matter. Get these guys out there, get them all match fit, get them all with the rust knocked off. Certainly that's what I'd do, but maybe that's why I'm not an NFL head coach.
There was a time where we used to use running backs as just back-breaking people. Like it's late in the third and people are getting tired, and it's week one, people are going to get tired. Just put Guendo in it, and he's going to break one for 60 yards, with just freshness and speed and all that kind of stuff. It's just, as I said, like the D-line is veteran, and although they are very good players, they're also getting old. It's difficult to play a full game of NFL football on week one after not playing for 8 months. So that's what I'm hoping. Where do you guys think our wide receivers are gonna rank? Do you think we can get a passing game going, or
what do you mean ranked by the end of the season?
No, as in on this game. Do you think we can get any kind of production out of these 5 names? For 4 names really.
I think it's going to be difficult because of the defensive backs we're going up against. The fact that we had a stuttering start to training camp. Obviously, Joan Jennings has missed pretty much all of training camp. Valdez-Scantling, he came in late. Jordan Watkins is injured. Sky Moore has been brought in purely for his special teams ability. It's going to be interesting to see how Ricky Purcell plays, because this is the first off-season he's really had where he hasn't been shot. Which sounds strange, but it is.
It is.
So yeah, I mean,
but you said that there's weaknesses in Seattle. We think in the middle, and that's where Kittle and Purcell are probably going to do well. And
JJ pulls them in over the middle.
We know Brock. One of Brock's best throws is those throws that he can drop layered in between the two lines of the defense and drop that ball that kind of 15 to 20 yards down the field. And I think Purcell is going to get himself open. And if he's got Kittle and JJ throwing some blocks around him, could be a big play there. How about that?
I would like to see how we look with Sky Moore starting as the third receiver and just trying to take the top off the defense.
Yeah,
stretch them with the speed. Because then that's going to open up the middle even further.
And of course, we kind of forgotten about it, but how valuable McCaffrey was as the kind of third, fourth read, where you can just drop the ball down to him and he'll still get 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah. I mean,
we really missed that last season. Really missed it.
I would have Sky Moore running towards Love. Take that safety out. Leave the other safety, Kobe Bryant. Who?
No, he's a corner. Let me get them back on.
Is he a corner? Is he?
Yeah.
Josh Joby.
He's free safety.
Free safety.
Right.
Yeah. So kind of leave him 1-on-1 with one of our guys. I mean, he did actually look like a decent player last year, if I'm honest. Not as good as the other three, but he still looks as though he could be a useful player. But if we're going to take one of the guys out, then get Sky Moon to run directly at Julian Love and take him away. And then that'll give us so many options underneath.
Yeah.
You just need to get off the line cleanly and use the speed. That's the thing.
We'll see. I mean, it's the great unknown, isn't it? That's what's exciting about week one. We don't
so
really
hard,
kind of know what we're going to look like. I certainly don't know really what Seattle are going to look like. Depends how well they've prepared with a new quarterback and a few rookies around the place and a new offensive coordinator. We at least have had some continuity, and clearly Salah is a massive upgrade. So I think that's going to work in our favour, isn't it? Shall we look at? Go on, Lee.
I was going to say it's quite surprising that on the face of things, it doesn't look as though the Seahawks fans have much value in their team this year, have much confidence, because we already tracking at 53% of the crowd, which is amazing for an opening game. You would have thought the Seahawks fans would turn up. It's a new season. Anything can happen. They've made some good moves. They've brought in some different coaches. They've addressed the weaknesses, yet it looks as though the fans are still staying away, which I'm quite surprised about. Happy about it, but surprised as well.
Yeah.
I think just the way they've been conducting business for the past 4 or 5 years, the way they got rid of so many of their players has been a bit weird,
Yeah, left a bit of taste in the mouth for the fans.
Yeah, I think the whole Legion of Boom, the way that went away, clearly wasn't very good. And then they shipped DK out, and then they shipped Gino out, and then they shipped I forgot his name now, the other wide receiver. That was
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. Yeah, just gone, even though they've been like staple of.
But it's a new head coach. He's clearing house. He's removing the dusting.
Yeah, but not in the best
of the old coach.
Not in the best of way in terms of being respectful of what they've given to the team.
No, but maybe that's more on sort of front office, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, true. Very true.
I think that's part of it. So I've looked at the odds. We are 9. We are 2.5 point favourites, which on the road, that's pretty big. That's pretty big.
Week one, yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and the over under is 43.5. If that goes into your predictions. Before the predictions, do you want to explain how it all works, Nadji?
I do. Yes. So
Please do.
Updates.
So it's very much the same as what we've been doing for the past 2-3 years now. 2 years? 2 years, yes. We've done it for 2 years. So every week you predict the exact score that the game is going to be, with obviously the winner. That'll be the team that has the most points. That's how this game works. So we run the league, the 4 of us, with Paul, obviously, who can't be here tonight. And you get a nice little trophy if you win it. The way you win it is by getting points. So if you nail the score, you get 5 points per score exactly nailed on. If you're within 3, you get 2 points. If you get the winner right, you get 3 points. And now, this year, as a new feature, as a new added wrinkle, we will decide a stat on a weekly basis. Team stats, 49ers team stat specifically. And you need to guess how many of that. This week, thanks to Kev, he's done the wheel, which is right here. This is on Discord. You can go and check it out. But it's Niners QB hits. For those that don't know, a QB hit is basically not a sack and not a roughing the passer either. So it's kind of in between.
It's putting the quarterback off, having enough impact to put the quarterback off.
But you have to hit. You actually have to hit him
physically.
Legally. Yeah, you have to touch him. Otherwise, that doesn't count as a hit. Otherwise, that's a hurry, which is a completely different stat that we not tracking this season. But yeah, there's a bunch of stats which we'll go through. Like touchdown, rushing touchdown, passing touchdown, yards, all that kind of stuff. We'll run this wheel every week and see what you need to predict. So this week is predict how many QB hits we're gonna get. If you nail that exactly, you get an extra 3 points. That will be added to your score, which makes a grand total of 15 maximum. If you get 5-5 for the 2 score bang on, the 2 points, the 3 points, sorry, for the predicting the winner, and the 3 points for predicting the QB hits, 16 point max.
16 points.
16 max. So you can get more than you could last year. We'll keep a tally. Kev will do a link. It's a Google sheet, which you fill up every week. We'll put it on Discord. We'll put it on Facebook. So you can go and fill that up.
Have you got one to pull up for us for our own predictions?
I do have ours to pull up.
Wow.
I just need to share it. This is
we had quite a slick one last year from Lee. He put all the little team logos in, and he had a lot of fun.
There it is. So this is ours. The last thing that I need to say, 2 things actually. Please, every week, try and put the same name in your Google sheet, including the capitals. Otherwise, it makes Kevin. It makes a new entry in Kevin's spreadsheet, and then you might have 2 different scores if you haven't put your name in capitals and everything. So choose a name and then stick to it the whole way through. Obviously, if you're called Dave, please put your surnames because there's going to be a few of them. But yeah, please put your first name and last name, capital or no capital, whatever you want to do. But do the same every week if you could. That'd be really, really helpful. We don't have to chase score and combine stuff afterward. Makes our life easier, especially Kev's life
if you
easier.
don't, you might miss out on some of your points. So yeah.
And if you don't, you might miss out on some of your points. And then the last thing I want to say, as you can see on this score prediction sheet here, if you're watching us on live, there is a podcast faithful column. So we will take the median of all your prediction, and you will compete as a group against us 4. Last year you won it. Surprisingly enough, 100 heads is better than 1. But yeah, you'll compete against us for pride, and so you can take the mick out of us, tell us how bad we are at this, even though we've been doing it for 8 years. But yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. Yes, you will be absolutely shamed, called on if you predict a 49ers loss. Those are called dirty points. If you do get them, you can absolutely do it. That's up to you. But the shame that comes with it, and we will put you on the spot on the podcast and call out your name. We have no problem with that. But you can do that. That's totally fine.
I think dirty points won Lee the trophy last year.
Yeah, absolutely. It did. But we all did dirty points.
Predicting better won me the trophy last year.
That too. Predict better is the motto of this prediction league. Yeah, it's just a bit of fun. It makes the game a bit more interesting, especially with the added stat now. I think that's going to make it even more fun. I think reducing the points for the winner is going to make the league a lot tighter and a little bit more competitive and a lot more fun.
There we go.
Do you know what I think of every time I hear that phrase, predict better?
No.
I have a flashback to pulling into the car park at the Novotel Hotel in New York while listening to Nadji and Paul do the podcast, telling me to predict better.
Yes, that's correct. That's where it came from.
So, thanks, Nadji. I think that's covered it all. Speaking of predictions, Paul has posted his in to us.
Yeah.
Shall we? Paul can go in first, I think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, actually, no. Lee is reigning champion.
That's true.
So I should get the choice, and I'll go in last.
No, you go first. That's not how it goes, and you know it.
Yeah.
Whoever's at the top goes first.
The 49ers are going to score 24.
24.
And the Seattle Seahawks are going to score 27.
Oh, he's starting with a loss. Oh my
for
god.
the filth.
Straight for the oh my god.
I have to be true to the predictions I made in the season preview.
Wow.
And see, it's a no-lose situation for me now. I've predicted a loss on the predictor score. If we win on Sunday night, I'll be over the moon.
True.
No, you won't. Yeah. You take this more seriously than the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
No, you won't.
Very true.
And your
well,
QB
give us
hits.
the QB hits. Yeah, QB hits.
QB hits. I'm going to go for 4.
4 QB hits. That's low, I think.
It is low.
It is low. Okay, fair enough.
I'm finding my feet with this.
Do you want to?
Fair enough.
We'll put in Paul's.
Okay.
Paul has gone for 49ers win. Shockingly.
Sure, yeah, that's kind of what he does.
49ers 31, Seahawks 17.
Very good.
And his QB hits is 10.
Oh my, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's bold.
good.
That's
good.
bold. I like it though. I like it.
Um,
Let me double check. I think we should do this fair and square. But I did finish above you last season, Gareth. So I should
think
go
you did.
next. I
Yeah,
did.
you should.
The table is there. I finished third with 74. So I should go next. Let
You
me
should.
put this back up. And I'm terribly sorry that I have to do this, but I have to do it because it's the Seahawks away. And we're gonna win 31-13
Hey.
because that's kind of what we do, isn't it? For this
I was
game.
expecting Paul going 31-30.
Yeah, it's yeah.
He must
For
have
this
thought about that.
You must have thought about it. But
Q-
that's the
QB
joke score
hits.
that always happens when we don't predict it, and every time we predict it, we're nowhere near it. So this time, I believe QB hits. I'm gonna go for something. I'm gonna go in between. I think 7 is probably a good. As I said, I think that whole line, they're gonna have their work cut out for them. 7 QB hits, and then more bodies later.
So just me,
Just you.
last and probably least. But at
And-
least this might be my best point of the season because I am joint top. So
True.
let's
True,
see.
true,
I've got to predict better. I'm going to go for Niners win. Let's face it. I'm not hugely confident, but I'm not prepared to go dirty this early in the season. 27-20.
Okay.
Niners win.
Tie game. I like it. Okay. Fair enough.
And I am going to go for 5 QB hits.
5 QB hits.
Yeah, a little bit on the low side because they're going to be sacks.
Yeah, see, this
just
is
to be
where I was
clear,
a bit.
on the bonus, you only get any points if you nail it exactly.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Yeah, because I did think about getting a point if you're within 1 or 2, but then we're gonna do things like average yards, and that's gonna be double-digit number, and it's very close. It's gonna be difficult.
All nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing. It's bonus. You have to be bang on, and if you do, it's good.
Are you going to be prepared for some boldies this
Yes.
early in the season?
Should we go with Paul's first? He's
Yeah.
given us some nice boldies. Although I must say, and I'll close this down. We don't need it. I must say I completely agree with Lee. Paul should definitely get a dictionary and look at the definition of ball prediction. He's gone soft. He's gone very soft with ball predictions. The whole point of a ball prediction is to be bold, not to be like, oh.
Well, apparently I should get a dictionary as well because I'm cooking on all cylinders.
Yes, that too. Yeah, expression dictionary. But yeah, Paul is predicted. Hang on, I had it here. So I mean, the 10 QB hits, I think, is a ball prediction. That's a lot of pressure. But he said Bosa 3 sacks. If we want to do defense first.
Yeah, defense.
So Bosa 3 sacks. To me, that's not bold. 3 sacks is doable. More than doable.
He hasn't had that many 3-sack games though. So
that's a good point. To be fair, that's a good point. But I'm gonna top that up with Michael Williams getting 4 sacks on his debut.
That's a bit bold. That is.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's definitely never gonna happen because that's crazy. But also it will. And I've got another defensive one if you want me to keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Nick Martin, pick 6.
That's quite bold. That is quite bold. I think Lee had something along those lines. You're looking like you're hatching
I did,
something.
kind of.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've got 2 interceptions for Upton Stout.
Oh, a pair on your debut.
A pair on his debut.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's going to be the nickel cornerback that Sammy Womack should have been.
Never heard of that name before.
Yeah.
No,
I think
I
think he's kicking his heels as well. I think he got released, Mr. Womack. So
did he?
He got released from the Colts. I saw that.
Right.
That's a bad
so unless
sign.
someone's picked him up, Lee, then your moment of glory has faded. So
it's gone.
But he'll always be there for you.
I was just about to say, it'll always be there.
It'll always be there.
He's at the Titans.
Oh dear, that's is that one up or one down for being a free agent?
Good question.
Well, at least he might play.
Well, you get
He might
paid.
play.
You get paid, so it's got to be
You
one
get
up.
paid and he'll
And,
play,
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
good.
It's there. Okay, but some boldies for me. Purcell, 170.
No, defense.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
I'll start
yeah.
on defense. Sorry. There we go. Defense. What am I going to do for defense? I think 3 of our rookies will get a sack each.
Ooh, I like that. Do you want to put some names?
Well, Williams, CJ West, and Alfred Collins.
Okay, yeah.
Collins
Nice.
is but maybe it might be up to Stout.
Or Nick Martin.
Or indeed Nick
to have
Martin.
lower
But I
rookies
think
on
we'll have
defense.
3 rookies each getting a sack.
Nice, I like that.
So I'll go offense then, since
Okay.
I was ready for that. Purcell was going to go off. I've got Purcell at 170 yards.
Ooh, okay. Very nice. Lee, do you want to go? Me, go. Should we do Paul?
Go on then.
So Paul predicted Brock with 300 yards, which is that's bold. I'll give him that. With 2 TDs.
That's not bold.
Okay, it's borderline bold.
I think that is bold
game.
because we run. Brock doesn't have that many 300-yard games because we've got a
No, he
balanced
doesn't.
offense.
He's a 250 very often.
Unless you get a couple of big plays, 500 yards passing to me just says you've got no run game. So,
but then so with 2
we said
TDs,
300-yard passing, 500.
Yeah, but still, I think 300 is relatively bold for us because we'll run the ball.
Yeah, it's borderline being. Yeah,
we know that's not Shanahan's offense, is it? So,
and then he's got CMC with 2 TDs, Kittle TD, and then MVS TD. And he said, to be actually bold, MVS will be the first scorer, which I think is pretty bold.
So to follow on my theme of the weakness in Seattle's defense, I've got Kittle going for 130 plus yards.
Nice. Well, I've got Brian Robinson with 3 touchdowns.
Hey.
Wow.
Yeah, I think
totally doable. Do you remember?
Definitely. I mean,
remember when we had
Robinson 3 touchdowns, a Moody field goal, and there's my 24 points.
Yeah. I remember we had Tevin Coleman and we just getting carried at the goal line and just got touchdowns.
Since Paul has gone for it, who are you going to go for the first 49ers point scorer of the year? I'm going for Moody. It's going to be Moody.
Yeah. Nick Martin, pick 6 off the bat on the first drive of the Seahawks. There you go.
I'm going to go.
Oh, actually, I've got
Sky Moore.
I was gonna go there.
Sky Moore
on a kick return, on a punt return.
Oh, he's just being clever. You see, he's thinking, well, he plays 2. Yeah, you see,
clever man.
Yeah, clever.
That's the kind of brains that wins you the league. You just see.
Yeah,
not just a pretty face.
There we are. Thank you, Jim.
I
think that's everything. Any final thoughts?
Well, did you? So I don't think we picked a player to watch.
We haven't.
No, we didn't.
We haven't. We haven't.
We need to. We do need to
do
that.
We do need to do that. I think Paul. We know Paul's been busy, and we didn't really get a chance to cover it. I think
I'll message him, see if he's on his phone.
Let's watch week 1.
Paul's always on his phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's watch week 1 and come back to it.
Well, so obviously I claimed Jordan James very early on in the season, pretty much after the draft. I'm gonna stick to that, but I don't think he's gonna play all that much. So if that's okay with you, I want Nick Martin. If that's all right, I would like to have Nick Martin as my player watch of the year.
Yeah, go for it.
That's fine for me. Lee, have you already picked one?
Yeah, Upton Stout.
Upton Stout.
Stout.
Because it's his 3rd year, but you see, I was keen on D Winters. I was keen on D Winters for last year as the breakout player, not just he's gonna, he'll be the new Greenlaw. So I am going to stick with Winters. I am on the Winters. Winter is coming train for the entirety of this season. What could go wrong? So there we go. We can leave Paul with Mac Jones.
Should we just clarify for the people? I know there's a few people listening to this for the first time. People on Discord have said, "Oh, you guys got a podcast. I'll give it a listen." So thank you for listening. But the player watch is basically our way to try and give some credit to players that we might not talk about every week. We're going to talk about Kittle. We're going to talk about Brock. We're going to talk about CMC and Fred Warner week in, week out because, they're the superstars of the team. So this is kind of our way to look at another player that might not get that much time. And we're only going to talk about it if they do something good, like a Nick Martin pick 6. But we will also talk about them if they don't do that. And we will see how they play with. And we will put in faces when we watch a game to pay particular attention to those players.
But these are the players that we think are going to be play beyond the expectations of the season. I think that's always where kind of breakout player, maybe a player who, is going to deliver more than might be expected.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
Is not just you talk about somebody else, but we think they're probably going to contribute a little bit more, and we're going to talk about them. So hopefully,
a couple of season baldies from some of the listeners.
Oh, okay.
So Alex Simpson,
he's
made the prediction that we won't lose our first game until week 13.
Wow.
Yeah. And Gary Parks, his bold prediction is Ricky Purcell gets over 100 catches this season.
Whoa, that's a lot of catches. I like it though. I can see that happening. But again, I think when Ayuk comes back, it's a different ball game. But that's good.
Possibly.
I also need to give you my season prediction, win-loss. I know I dropped out. My internet just died, so I couldn't do it. I think we'll go 12-5. I think there's a couple of banana skin. The 2 games away in a row we're not very good at. I feel we'll lose against the Texans when we go away, and then the Giants, even maybe the game after that. I know I hate it. But I hate that, but we tend to lose those 2 games when we go away for 2 days in a row, 2 games in a row. So there's that. And then I agree with you that we'll probably drop a game against the Rams and the Cardinals at some point, maybe. But 12-5 is where I see us going. I think it still makes us a playoff team, maybe even
we should win the division on that.
Yeah, we should win.
To win 12 and not win
12,
the division
12 is
doesn't happen all the time, does it? So anyway,
no, it doesn't.
Wonderful. I'm gonna draw this to a close because we could be here all night. Thank you, lads. Week 1. Thanks for listening, everyone. Join us on the Discord for the game day thread. That's where things are happening.
Yes.
Are we going to do a game day thread on Facebook?
No, we don't do that anymore. We turn Facebook off during the game, actually. So
we do. We turn off Facebook because otherwise, every little event, people will want to post, and then it becomes a mess, and it becomes very difficult for us to kind of organise because we're busy watching the game. So come join us on Discord. If you don't have the link, put the question out on Facebook. We'll try and pin a post.
It's in there.
On Facebook.
It's in there.
It must be there.
It's in there. There is a permanent link. If it doesn't work anymore, just ask or make a new one. It's not a problem.
Discord works well.
Fun.
That's the best thing about permanent links when they don't work anymore.
I know, yeah.
If you've not used it before, it's nice and easy. Yes, it's another app, it's another thing to sign up for, but it keeps everything organised. There's loads of chats you can get involved in. There's Score Predictions League. It's a great place to engage, and maybe some meetups might be happening this season. So Discord will be the place to be for that. Thank you, lads. Enjoy the remainder of the build-up Sunday Red Zone.
Well, there's a game tonight. There
is a game tonight. The Eagles and Clown Boys, I think, isn't it? So, can you see that being an upset?
I can see a load of Cowboys fans being upset. Yeah, if that's what you mean.
I could see the Eagles like it being 55-7 or something. I don't know why, but. And I kind of hope not, but unless they get all their luck in one go. Anyway, enough about them. We'll be speaking about one of them in the NFC Championship game against the Niners. Thank you, lads. Thanks to everyone who listens to the show. Enjoy your weekend. Go Niners.
Go Niners.
Bang, bang, Nana gang.
We love the San Francisco Francisco 49ers deep in the heart. Like Joe Montana in the corner, D. Clark. Garrison Hurst, stiff farm going 99.